Hello, everybody. Welcome into Primetime Pregame. I'm Katie Mox. Tonight's show is presented by ServiceNow, putting AI to work for people. The next hour, we're going to dig deeper into round one of the college football playoff, the SEC edition. So let's go ahead and get right to it. The headline tonight is a revenge match. Alabama gets another crack at Oklahoma just a month after the Sooners stunned the Tide 23-21 in Tuscaloosa. Now it's win or go home in the expanded college football playoff. Was the first meeting just a fluke, or did Oklahoma expose something real? Well, we're going to find out tonight. And let's pull up this graphic, fellas in the control room, because this really puts the pressure into context. Alabama leads the nation with 9 college football playoff appearances, and as you can see, they have won games in that setting. Oklahoma also here for the 5th time, but still searching for its first CFP win. Tonight, it's about history for one side and finally breaking through for the other. And with that, welcome in 24/7 Sports, Josh Calloway joining us from Memorial Stadium in Norman. Looks like a great scene there so far. I know not everybody's there, but I can feel the energy. And really, Josh, this moment is Oklahoma's. So let's go ahead and start there, right? Because this is their first college football playoff game since 2019, ironically against Alabama. And the Sooners are still searching for their first CFP win. How significant has it been just to get back to this stage, and how big of an opportunity is tonight for this program to finally break through?
Yeah, huge. Like you said, it's been a while since Oklahoma's been at this level. It's been kind of a climb, back to this stage after Lincoln Riley leaves 4 years ago and Brent Venables comes in. There was all this excitement and belief that he was the right guy to get this thing on track, going the way they want to with the SEC move looming. Didn't go right, great the first year, and last year, obviously a disaster first year in the SEC. But this season, it's been much more back on track. And like you said, not a lot of people in here right now, but everyone's outside. I feel like the entire state of Oklahoma is outside because this is one of those spots for this program to kind of showcase itself. In a lot of ways, maybe the biggest game ever played on this field going to be tonight. Behind us, one of the biggest sporting events in the history of the state of Oklahoma tonight. So it's a massive spot. It's an arrival for Oklahoma. They have bigger aspirations than just getting back to the playoff. This is a program that certainly fancies itself as a national title contender on a year-in, year-out basis. But getting back to the stage in a showdown with Alabama, the bright lights, the Friday night kick, it's a spot that Brent Venables and the Sooners feel like they belong in, and they're ready to go tonight. These fans are very fired up for this game.
Oh, I bet they are. 0-4 in the last 4 CFP games, so really looking to break through. And they've got to be confident about this, though, Josh, because when we saw these two teams just about a month ago, Oklahoma went into Tuscaloosa, came away with a win there. How much does that game actually matter tonight? And has the staff referenced that result at all in the lead up to this one?
Yeah, it's funny. I think it does matter in that Brent Venables, historically in his career, very good in rematches. Now, it's a pretty small sample size, but 4-0 in his time all at the D.C., getting a second crack at a team later in the same season. Obviously, it didn't used to happen all the time, happening a little more often with the structure of the sport now. But getting a second crack, usually Brent Venables an opportunity to go back to the drawing board, look at the tape, and some time off here in these 3 weeks. Usually a good thing for him historically, and obviously Oklahoma getting a second shot at Alabama. That's obviously a match that they won last year as well. But the funny thing is, from Oklahoma's perspective, they don't really feel like they played well the first time. Obviously, Alabama about doubled them in yardage. The defense, you talk to anyone, they all kind of say the same thing, is we can play a whole lot better than we did the first time, even though they actually won that game. So it's a funny thing. It's a rematch where Oklahoma won the first time, but they've kind of had the attitude and the approach of almost like they lost it the first time around, with how much they've talked about we can play so much better than we did, even though they did win in Tuscaloosa just about a month ago.
Well, the identity of this team, Josh, really has been the defense, right? It's been dominant all season long. So what makes this unit so effective, and how do you see them matching up against an Alabama offense that's been a little inconsistent lately?
Yeah, this Oklahoma defense, it's just a joy to watch, and it's the depth is what really stands out to me. Obviously, they have tons of really good players, and that's what's so amazing about it is, like, for example, our Mason Thomas, their best edge rusher, their best player, for my money, on the entire roster, he has not played throughout the back half of the season largely. He played the first quarter against Tennessee. Ortis Quad did not play the rest of the month of November. He's back tonight, but the defense didn't miss a beat. And that's just one example of how deep and how many guys this Oklahoma defense has. They just come at you in waves and waves and waves. And that's why even though certain guys are out with injury or someone gets tired late, they have to go to the bench, it doesn't matter. They don't miss a beat. They just keep rolling. It's the depth is so amazing. Obviously, Brent Venables, a defensive mastermind. This year, Zach Alley, the defensive coordinator from last year, he left for West Virginia. Brent Venables did not hire a DC. He said, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to call the defense myself this year. And obviously that decision has been excellent. It's been a fantastic year. This defense, one of the best in the country all season long. It's been a joy to watch. And despite an offense that's been kind of shaky at times, they've won a lot of football games. That's because their defense has been leading the way.
Well, let's dig into that a little bit deeper. When you say that this offense has been kind of shaky at times, they've certainly had their ups and downs, and now they're facing an Alabama defense with a lot of talent in the secondary. What's the key for the Sooners to find some rhythm tonight and stay on schedule offensively?
Yeah, it's been weird offensively throughout the year because it started off, it was kind of good. I mean, it was kind of great the first month of the year with Ben Arbuckle, the new offensive coordinator, and John Mateer, the new quarterback, who comes in with all these expectations. He was leading the Heisman race after the first month of the season, but then that thumb injury broke his thumb against Auburn. He only missed one game, but it just hasn't looked the same ever since then. And it also did help. The running back group has been really beat up. Xavier Robinson and Torrey Blaylock, their top two running backs, have been playing, but they haven't been anywhere close to 100%. They've just kind of been gutting it out. And so their run game has taken a dive. But this time off feels like it could be really big for them on both fronts. John Mateer, for the first time, practiced this week without that tape on his thumb. He's been wearing it since he had the injury. He's not expected to wear it tonight. Could be something, maybe nothing. Obviously, we'll find out. But that's a big thing. And then with the running back, Xavier Robinson's had a sprained knee that he's been playing through. Blaylock's had a bad shoulder that he's been playing through. Both those injuries may not be 100%, but they should be in a lot better place than they were throughout the last few games of the season. So offensively, they're not expecting to come out and light it up and score 40 points tonight, but they don't need to with where the defense is. If they can find a little more rhythm, a little better run game, avoid turnovers, which is going to be a big thing, they should be in good shape.
All right, when you boil it all down, Josh, what is the single biggest key for Oklahoma if they're going to win this game and advance? Is it the defense?
Trust the defense. I feel like that's a known commodity. I know what I'm going to get from the defense. I think the single biggest key for Oklahoma is John Mateer and this passing game kind of finding a little something. And it's funny because the regular season finale against LSU, he had 3 turnovers, and that was the big storyline was, oh, man, John Mateer and this offense is no good. That's all fair. That was the best passing game they had since the opener. He threw for over 300 yards in that game. It felt like they found a little something in that regular season finale. And so if they can get that again, this time cut out the turnovers, like I said, maybe run a little better with the running back a little more healthy, you know where you're getting defensively. They're going to play well. They have a great special teams unit. That was huge in the first game a month ago. If John Mateer in this passing game could throw it around just at least a little bit, create some big plays, control the clock, get some points on the board, you like OU's chance to win this game.
Look, if we could see the John Mateer that we saw in the beginning part of this season, it is going to be absolutely electric. That is Josh Callaway. Thank you for taking your time with us today. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game, and I'm sure you'll be cheering on the Sooners there. And look, they need all the cheers they could get because if we look back to what they've done in CFP games all time, they are 0-4. So again, looking to break through tonight against the Tide. And still ahead, best ways to wager on round 1 of the college football playoff. We got Sportsline's top CFB minds. We got Tom Casale and Mike McClure ready to break down where the edge is. And it's not always where you think. Stick with us.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, you can quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
that power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, 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 crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Each of you will represent your hometown.
What? It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Prime Time Pregame. Time now to take a look from a betting perspective on this round one of the CFP tonight at 8 Eastern. The Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. The winners plays number one Indiana on January 1st in the Rose Bowl. Oklahoma, of course, as we know, defeated Alabama 23-21 on November 15th. So not that long ago, folks. Alabama, it is their 9th CFP appearance, the most by any school, but Oklahoma not too far behind. And with that, welcome into the sharpest minds from Sportsline. We got Tom Casale and Mike McClure. Good to see the two of you. And hey, what do you say we talk about this game a little bit more in case you haven't enough already? So let's start with a side here. And let me just ask you, Tom, because we've been talking about this game for 2 weeks. About it. Have you changed your tune at all on the side? Or are we sticking with what we liked even a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I put in Alabama right away. I mean, now it's plus 1.5, so you can probably get a better number than I did. Listen, it's going to be a close game. You got two good defenses. Oklahoma gets the edge there. But the way I look at this game is what offense can make plays in the second half? Or what offense can overcome 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, because you're going to get a lot of those. And I have to go with Alabama there and Kalen DeBoer. I just think when you look at that last game, they turned it over 3 times. Now, if they turn it over 2 or 3 times here, they're going to lose again. But if they can keep the turnovers down, I think they'll make enough plays in the fourth quarter to get the win.
All right, and when you talk about Kalen DeBoer, obviously he's not Saban, but he is 19-7 as Alabama's head coach. So are you also rolling with the Tide here, McClure?
I'm rolling with the Tide here, Katie. You know, when I look at this matchup, I think Tom still laid it out perfectly. We know what we have, and it's elite defense against a good defense. Pretty good offense against not a good offense at all. And when you talk about the Oklahoma Sooners, they've got to create offense with their defense. When you have the time off like this and the additional time to prepare, and the fact that the Oklahoma and Bama's already seen this defense once this year. That is a huge advantage the second time around, in my opinion, for Alabama. I like Kalen DeBoer in this particular spot. I don't want to back him when he's, 4.5 point, 5 point, 7 point favorite. I want to back them in this kind of neutral underdog role. I know that Oklahoma has one of the better home field advantages. I still think they can do enough offensively to neutralize it. Where DeBoer's been very good, frankly, has actually been opening games in those scripted drives. I expect a good start here, at least in terms of flipping field position for Alabama. I like them to win this game.
All right, well, 2 on the Tide there. If we look at this total, it's at 40.5, which is lower than what they were able to score combined in the last meetup. That was 44 points. A lot of fans are liking the over in this one. I think people just root for points in general, especially in these games. But I know that's not usually how you roll, Mike McClure. So what are you giving to us?
I'll go under in the first quarter here, Katie. It's under 7.5. Just kind of pay to find out if we get a touchdown and a field goal or 2 touchdowns here. When you look at this matchup, I think it's very clear that Oklahoma has a great defense. When I would expect the crowd to really matter in this game is early first quarter and then really throughout the second half as long as the game is competitive. So I think that we could have the feeling out period. I think we could have a little conservative start on both sides, just knowing the fact that they do have great defenses to lean on. They can really play that field position game early. So I went under here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you got to think, a lot of hype around this game. There's some nerves heading into it. It's been a long time since they've seen each other. Not that long, obviously November 16th. But I like that look that Mike McClure has there. Tom, when you take a look at this total at 40.5, are you going for the full game or have you found value elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to go elsewhere. I mean, I can understand people betting the over. It's a really low number for a college football game, and you get a couple turnovers, a defensive score. It can, I get it. It's a low number, but I'm going to go under Oklahoma's team total of 20.5, just because it coincides with my Alabama bet. I think if Oklahoma wins, they're going to score over 20. If Alabama wins, it's going to be 20 or less for the Sooners, because the way Oklahoma's defense plays, I mean, if they get to 24, 27, it's going to be tough to beat them. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I'll take Oklahoma to score under 20 points tonight.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you made there. This feels like more of like a Steelers versus Browns game with this 40.5, not necessarily what we normally see in college. But I will say these, like you both said, the defenses are the main stars in this game. Let's take a look now at the early look ahead line. So the winner of this game faces Indiana. FanDuel has these lines for the winner. You got Oklahoma at 9.5 here, and if it is Alabama, then Indiana will be favored, or they're both favored at 6.5. Do you like either of these, Mike?
Yeah, I like Bama. If I catch Bama 6.5, that means that Bama has gone on the road and beat the Oklahoma Sooners, the best defense in college football. And with that, I think you'd see a rating adjustment. And, what I like to look at here is remove what happened on the field. Just look at where the market had the game when you talk about when you talk about Alabama and Georgia in that SEC title game, essentially 2.5 on a neutral. If that rating holds true, which I think it will if Alabama ultimately beats Oklahoma, this line should be 4.5 or 5 against Indiana on a true neutral out on the West Coast. So yes, I like Bama here plus 6.5.
Okay, and would you take that right now? Because you obviously like Alabama to win this game. And if they do win this game, we could see some movement there. So would you grab it right now, Mike?
I would, Katie, yes. I do think it's a great opportunity.
All right, Tom, agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree 100%. When I did my bracket breakdown for CBS, I said, if you like Alabama to win, you should run to bet this number and run. Because what we're looking for here is, what Alabama team are we going to see? Is it the team we saw the first half of the year or the team that kind of struggled later in the season? If it's the team we saw the first half of the year, this number is going to go down. I agree with Mike. I think it could go down to 3.5 with money coming in on Alabama. The Oklahoma, I don't like quite as much. I do think that number could go down a little bit, but I think the Alabama plus 6.5, if you like the Tide to win tonight, grab that now.
All right, let me ask you this then, Tom. Obviously, we know the DeBoer rumors are circulating around right now, particularly with Michigan. That doesn't worry you at all?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I think that he's committed to Alabama right now. And, I don't know why Michigan is a better job than Alabama, to be quite honest with you. I'd rather be at Alabama. So I think he's going to stay.
All right. What do you think, Mike? He's going to stay, or are you worried about it at all?
I mean, I think you start to worry about it if they get beat in, a pretty big fashion tonight on the road on Norman. But if they win the game, I think there's absolutely no concern if they win this game.
All right, so you guys are not concerned about that. FanDuel also has the make the semifinals odds here. You got Alabama at plus 480. Oklahoma is plus 650. Any interest in this, McClure?
Absolutely, Katie. You can grab this plus 480 right now. Just looking at where the money lines are tonight, right? A simple rollover parlay. Bama currently sitting minus 104 and then plus 190. That math comes out to plus 469 right now. So it's immediately a better value tonight. But as Tom and I mentioned, if Alabama gets by this game, you're going to see market movement in their favor against Indiana. And that plus 190 you can get today is going to turn into plus 160, plus 155 very, very quickly. So yes, grab the plus 480 now.
All right, so lock that in right now. And Tom, I feel like you and Mike have been in lockstep with everything with this game. So agreeing, I would assume.
Yeah, and listen, I'm an Indiana guy. Listen, they have two of the best wins of the season. They won at Oregon and they beat Ohio State on a neutral field. I love Indiana. I love Curt Cignetti. But looking at this game objectively, I think it's going to be a pretty even game. Again, I think once Alabama, if they look good tonight, I mean, they just have a lot of talent. We know that. So I think that's going to be a really close game. So plus 480, I think, is good value on the Tide to reach the semifinal.
It is good value, and I agree with you. I think most red-blooded, heart-beating Americans, after seeing Mendoza's Heisman speech, are all really rooting for Indiana, at least, to make it as far as they can possibly go. Good stuff from our fellas here. Thank you so much, Tom Casale, and Mike McClure. Here's one more look at what the fellas are doing, and they are in lockstep. They both like Bama. Mike's going to take them on the money line. Tom's going to go ahead and grab the points. They're both looking at unders in this game. Tom is going to fade the Sooners team total under 20.5, while McClure is going to give us one of his specials, the first quarter under 7.5. When it comes to any early look-ahead lines, they all say, yeah, go ahead and grab those with Bama. And if you want the edge, get in with Sportsline. Use that promo code MOXIE for 60% off an annual plan. Just scan the QR code to redeem. Sportsline, where the pros win.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sunday. NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, you can quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tonk skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Each of you will represent your hometown.
What? It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Red Alert, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. It's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
Time now for your HQ headlines. The NFL has fined Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua $25,000 for his comments about the officiating. That's been confirmed by our Jonathan Jones. In a now deleted tweet, Nacua was critical about the referees following Thursday night's overtime loss to the Seahawks. The post came just several days after Nacua went on a live stream and was disparaging of officiating across the league. And the Jets are shutting down wide receiver Garrett Wilson for the remainder of the season. He's missed the past 5 weeks with a knee injury. Wilson was only able to suit up in 7 games this season. That is the fewest of his 4-year career. And over to boxing. Big news there. Jake Paul will face his toughest test yet in former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua tonight in Miami. The main event will get started at 8 Eastern on Netflix, with the main card expected to start around 10:30 Eastern. The fight, which is sanctioned by the Florida Athletic Commission, will be an 8-round bout with 3-minute rounds. And coming up, we dig into the CFP a little bit more, and we've got the underachievers here. We got Mikey Overs and Mackenzie Brooks to break it all down with best bets. Stick with us.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, you could quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Each of you will represent your hometown.
It's 15 artists battling to take over the world.
I want to put Hawaii on the map, and not just in that little box on the bottom corner.
Inkmaster Hometown Heroes. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Red Alert. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm gonna start. What? You're going to die tonight.
What are you talking about?
Unless you give it what it wants.
I want to play.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in.
That's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Primetime Pregame. Let's take a look at the college football playoff bracket here. And as you can see in the first round tonight, we got Bama taking on Oklahoma. Then James Madison has a really tall hill to climb versus Oregon. Tulane versus Ole Miss, and Miami versus Texas A&M. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our people here. We got Mackenzie Brooks and Mikey Overs here to break down the CFP and the first round here. How are we doing?
I can't believe it's here. The college
Finally.
football playoff.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And my Georgia Bulldogs get to take a back seat for the first round. So I'm just like a fan of college football this weekend with no pressure.
How about it? There's something about a bracket. Every time I see it, it itches my brain. I just get excited.
Yeah.
I'm like a little rat in like a maze whenever I see a bracket. I just want to fill it in.
Oh, so does the NCAA tournament really just
Oh
get you
my
excited?
God.
Don't even get them
I
started.
get an NCAA bracket. I turn the lights down low, just light a candle. And I just,
So this
I
will
look
be
at
your
that thing.
first NCAA tournament as a CBS employee. too.
Yes.
All right, I'm getting
That
sidetracked here.
spells disaster,
Oh,
by the way.
wow. I'm getting ahead of
Everybody
myself
at
here.
home, that's a disaster.
Let's talk about tonight's game, Alabama at Oklahoma. Very, very slim line here, 1.5. I'll start with you, Mikey. What do you think?
I mean, the line flipped, right? So Oklahoma opened at +1.5. Now they're favored at home. I was always going to take Oklahoma. I just think the struggles of Alabama these past few weeks, it seems like they're just trending this way. -3 rushing yards in the SEC championship, and now you get a Brent Venables defense at home. I just feel like, how do I not take Oklahoma in this spot?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Here's the thing, though, because a little birdie in my ear did tell me that there was a time where you took Alabama to win the title this year, but you were always going to take Oklahoma.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, we can start from there. If I were to open my book right now, I do have a Ty Simpson Heisman ticket that is red. I also have an Alabama Natty ticket that will also be red. So now...
Okay.
It's Oklahoma, right, guys?
There's nothing wrong with a pivot. It's a long season, so we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. Like you say, it's hard to beat the same team twice. Like this Alabama team is not what they were when they played earlier this season. And I think we saw that all happen. We all have a bad taste in our mouth of this Alabama team after the SEC championship. But like this is a Bama team that never really had a run game, a healthy run game for that. So the fact that you have the best run D in the nation, and now you just have so much pressure that's going to be coming at Ty Simpson. The minute Ty Simpson doesn't have a clean pocket, we watched it. It's a nightmare, right? So I have to see it to believe it, to see this Alabama team play well under the pressure that Oklahoma was going to put them under, because what we saw against the Georgia Bulldogs, shout out, it doesn't look very good for Alabama.
Okay, it doesn't look very good for Alabama. I think you heard it here at the desk. So here is your chance, Mikey, to get back at our old friend Tito, who gave me that information. We're looking at Miami, his Hurricanes, versus Texas A&M. A&M laying 3.5. Do the Canes cause a little hurricane?
Yeah, no, I think there's going to be a couple noises coming out of that stadium. The first one is, and the second one is just. I think Marcel Reed. I think you're getting Marcel Reed in a really bad spot for Miami. Like this is just. I don't think it's going to go over very well. Texas A&M is one of the craziest fan bases of all time.
And it's 11 a.m. local.
I mean, they're going to be up
Carson Beck, literally.
They're going to be up at 3 a.m. for that game, by the way. That stadium's going to be packed, juiced. Like, they've been waiting for a team like this since Johnny was taking snaps.
Yeah.
And now you get a mobile Marcel Reed against Miami, who, by all accounts, I think is like the miracle that they're here. And I don't know. Do they have an answer for Casey Concepcion? I don't think so. So I love A&M in this spot.
Well, here's the thing, though. You've been very critical of Carson Beck
have to die on this bed.
season long.
I mean, like,
you know him well because you're a Georgia Bulldog yourself. Are we buying into him now?
No, because, like, here's the thing. I think both quarterbacks will have interceptions in this game, right? I'm not saying
can we play that?
Yeah, probably.
Quarterbacks have an INT?
But the situation is, like, Carson Beck interceptions are like the worst times possible. Like he is sacrificing passing touchdowns because of them. Marcel Reed will make silly mistakes, but the just impeccably timed Carson Beck interceptions that's going to be the issue for them. And I know that we saw Texas A&M, they had a bad 3 quarters versus South Carolina. Watching them be able to come back, watching them go through that type of adversity, I don't think Miami has that in them. Like I can't get the lows of this Miami team out of my head. Knowing the teams they've lost to in the ACC, your conference winner was Duke.
That's
Why
crazy.
weren't you there?
Yeah, that's
like I can't get that out of my head. And I know I'm like such a whatever ACC versus SEC, but like another team where like I am going to have to see it to believe it. But I just think Marcel Reed so much more mobile. He has more rushing threat. I mean, even rushing touchdown threat. That's why the model likes him so much. His ability to scramble, extend plays. Like I just want to take him over Carson Beck, especially in College Station at 11 a.m.
And I do love Tito, too, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
I love Tito as well, but I will say...
I got aggressive. I just want to say I do love him.
Hey, you know, there's a little bit of this going on all the time. I will say, speaking of Carson Beck interceptions, I did go to the Louisville game, and Tito actually told me I can never go to Hurricane games again. Maybe I brought that on, but don't worry, I won't be at Texas A&M. Those are the tighter spreads here, right? Let's look at some of the larger ones. We look at Tulane at Ole Miss, 17.5. Ole Miss absolutely pummeled them earlier this season. Ken, are you looking at laying this large of a number or elsewhere?
You know, a bad game like this, we just root for points. We root for the over here.
For fun.
For fun. Have to.
I say you go over 56.5. Now, I know we don't have Lane Kiffin. I know your defensive coordinator is your head coach, but this is still Tulane. This is a Tulane team that can allow points and also a Tulane team that themselves were putting up 30-plus points down the stretch of the season. I know they're now facing an SEC defense, but what I will say is Ole Miss defense hasn't been the best thing since sliced bread. They're even allowing 2 more yards per carry on the ground this year. So even if it's late in the game, maybe it's in the fourth quarter, I do think Tulane could find some success here offensively. And again, who knows, with the shakeup of your coach not being here, both sides have a coach story to tell. But I just think at some point, this is an Ole Miss team that averages 36 points per game. Give me the over here.
Here's the thing. I inadvertently dressed up like the Tulane green wave today. And I'll tell you, it is my favorite logo. Like, he is just ready to
That's like a retro guy.
He's just ready for anything that comes his way, and I love him.
Yeah.
Do you love Tulane this week?
I do love Tulane. You know, growing up, I worked at a couple restaurants, and I think you realize the importance of health inspections, because it's really hard to cook in a messy kitchen.
It is.
And right now off the field, that Ole Miss kitchen could not be messier. You're without your head coach. The defensive side of the ball is attacking him on Twitter saying, you didn't say that in the meeting. We don't believe in you. But then the offensive players, like your QB1, are saying, I got my waiver, and guess what? I'm going to hit the portal. I'm not coming back. So I just think there's too much going on off the field, and these guys aren't robots. They're humans at the end of the day that now you got to bring it onto the field. It's hard to remove that. So I have to take Tulane with 17.5 points, who are just rolling in there ready to make a mess.
And they let their head coach them.
Which is cool.
That's cool.
It's I will say, it's a different situation.
It's like a good family drama. The other family drama going on in Ole Miss is bad family drama.
Bad
family drama. I like taking the points. I don't think that the Green Wave make it out of this one alive. Speaking of who's not going to make it out of this one alive, you got JMU versus Oregon. This is the largest spread we've seen in CFP history at 21.5. We've heard some of our analysts actually on this network say that this game could be dangerous for JMU. Agree or disagree, Kens?
I guess agree. Because, let's start with the fact that you're traveling across the country.
So tough.
Not a great situation to be in. B, you're going to Oregon, just an objectively really, really hard place to play, even if you're from the West Coast.
Yeah.
On top of that, Oregon with the revenge narrative of supposed to winning it all last year, you lose in the first round. I don't think Dan Lanning necessarily takes his foot off the gas in this one. But I am going to attack the first half, just make my money and get out of here. It is a later game, in case I want to go to bed. So we're going to take Oregon first half, minus 11.5. You just don't know if they're going to start running the ball down the stretch of that game, or if JMU wants to have a cute backdoor cover. I don't want any parts of it, so I'll take the first half, make my money, and go home.
They could start resting some starters, too.
That's what I'm saying, like either running the ball or resting starters. I just don't want to deal with the fourth cue.
Even so, the talent disparity, it's like
too much. I just think it's too much. It's been the best story. They have the best Twitter presence. I don't know if you've seen the JMU fans, but it is some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen, and I'm happy they're there.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be our classic why our group of fives in the playoffs and why they shouldn't be. Because I think, like you're saying, Dan Lanning, there's so much going into this game for Oregon that it almost feels like you can't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Like, you have to prove why a group of five shouldn't be in the playoffs, and Dan Lanning has a great chance to do that in Eugene, which is, like you said, impossible to play. So I think this game gets really out of hand. And like you said, even if the backups come in, these are five-star backups that are either trying to get tape because they want to leave or they want to be on the team next year. So I just think it's going to get messy for JMU. I think they're going to have a turnover problem, too. And, Oregon, pick your poison how they want to beat them. I think it's going to get out of control.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why it's the highest spread we have seen in CFP history. But Mikey and Kens, it's time to get a little loose here, right?
That's a word for it.
Loose is a word, for sure. Loose is a word.
It up here, and we've got a first-round CFP parlay. I also heard you refer to it as a treasure map.
Yeah, it's something of the sorts, something of the sorts of a treasure map. So we looked at all 4 quarters, just in 4 different games.
Okay.
So we're taking one thing from each quarter for each game. So we're going to start with tonight.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we could have simplified it. We had a conversation with producer Tito, and he was like,
but we did.
Let's do a parlay, and we went, let's make a treasure map.
So it starts in Norman.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, let's just.
The first X on the map.
The first X on the map. Yeah, close your eyes, Kate, because you're going to get lost along the way. It starts with Oklahoma.
Like Candyland?
But not like Candyland. We're
but not in the first quarter.
Okay.
In the third quarter.
Wow, okay.
Oklahoma third quarter spread. Something about Alabama, if they're going to have the meltdown, it's going to be in the second half. I do believe if they have a shot, it's Kalen DeBoer coming out fast. I don't think they win the game, but if there is quarters that they are covering as Alabama, it's the first quarter, it's the second quarter. Things get real in the third quarter in Norman. That's when we see Oklahoma. So we have Oklahoma money line in the third quarter to start us off.
Wow.
Then we go to Texas A&M Miami, okay? Now we're going to a different quarter here.
Oh, we're going backwards.
We're going back. Yeah, so first
Now
game
we're
you
going
went
to-
third quarter, now second game you go first quarter.
Oh, it's like in Candyland when you get the little bridge and you kind of
Yes,
hop over.
take the gumdrop,
Yep.
slide.
Yep.
So
Or
now we're in
sometimes
the
you get
first
set
quarter.
back.
Yes. Like when I was taking steps back to Texas A&M to cover the first quarter in College Station.
Yeah. I think it's a great spot. I think just if you're Miami, it's too ruckus. Mo Bama's playing in the first quarter, and Carson Beck goes, all right, we need one. And Texas A&M jumps out to a quick lead, so you just take that first quarter and you move.
Yes.
So our first leg is a third quarter play. Our second leg is a first quarter play.
And it gets better, Katie.
And it gets better.
Where are we
We're
going
missing
next?
2 quarters.
Okay, so
Wow.
now we go to Tulane, Ole Miss.
Okay.
And now we're taking Tulane to fill out that third Q, or second quarter. Second
yeah.
quarter.
Yeah, we got Tulane plus the 5.5 in the second quarter. There's going to be a lot going on, but I don't know why. That first half, I think, is going to get very weird. If Ole Miss is going to win that game and win by as much as we think, I think it'll come in that second half.
Yeah.
And I think if you're Tulane, let's just keep it tight in that first half.
Right.
Let's keep it tight in that first half.
Yes.
And that second quarter, I think, it gets weird. Ole Miss can jump out to a huge lead, and then you go, all right, make adjustments. Let's stack the second quarter.
And 5.5, that's what we're looking for.
Okay, I like it. There's only one quarter left to discuss. What is happening in the fourth quarter?
Oh,
Points.
the most fun.
Points, Katie. Points of the fourth quarter in Eugene, okay?
Who doesn't
Over
like that?
10.5 in the Oregon JMU game, because it's either Oregon and Dan Lanning really just stamping it, saying you shouldn't be here. We're just going to keep piling it on you, or it's JMU with that backdoor cover. These kids just trying to get a touchdown. We're looking for essentially 2 touchdowns, if you want to simplify it, in the fourth quarter coming out of Eugene.
You're going to get a JMU coach that's like, let's just, we're going to score one time today.
One time.
Well, like most treasure maps, it is hard to follow. However, if you can follow it,
The
at
gold.
the end is the gold plus 1,092. This sounds, I mean, by the way, that was a fun
Simple.
ride. That was a fun ride, and very simple, very fun.
We got lost along the way, but we're back.
I was a little lost for a second, but I'm back.
That is our Mackenzie Brooks and Viking Overs. Appreciate the two of you. Mackenzie, why don't you break down what your plays are here?
All right, we're both on Oklahoma money line and Texas A&M money line. If you want to parlay those together, don't hate that. As far as the Oregon game, I'm going first half minus 11.5. They're 8-3-1 against the spread in the first half this season. Mikey taking the full game minus 20.5. I'm on the Tulane Ole Miss over, just rooting for points. And Mikey thinks Tulane can cover that plus 17.
I can't believe I didn't pick a single over looking at this. That's shocking.
That is
Adam.
actually shocking.
What is your name
truly
even?
shocking.
What is your name even? All right, good stuff from the two of you. There is more to come here on Primetime Pregame. We're talking Kalen DeBoer, Michigan, and Brent Venables. That's all coming up next. Stick with us.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema. new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
One question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of King. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
The spotlight is squarely on Kalen DeBoer tonight. A win over Oklahoma flips the narrative. CFP breakthrough, revenge, and proof that Alabama is back on track post-Saban. But a third straight loss to the Sooners, and that cranks up the pressure, the questions, and even the outside noise about what is next. This game could define his tenure at Alabama. But here's what DeBoer had to say when he was pressed earlier.
Yeah, just for clarity's sake, so things aren't left up to interpretation, are you going to be the coach of Alabama next year?
Man, come on, Nick. All right, I put a statement out yesterday because first of all, our guys handle distractions phenomenally. It's been that way all season long. They continue to do that. And so, but I also, knew that yesterday and today was pretty important. I wasn't going to see until today to address it. So that's why I put that out there. A lot of the same things I said before, a couple weeks ago when asked really the same question. Just, feel completely supported. My family loves living here. Just all the things that we continue to build on. Love the progress. Haven't talked with anyone. No plans of talking with anyone. So just, I think that's a lot of what I said a couple weeks ago, and continues to be the same thing. Feel strong about it. And our guys, if there's been any distraction, I haven't seen it, haven't felt it. And so I'm really proud of the way they've handled whatever noise is out there. And again, we've probably all season long have dealt with enough noise to where it doesn't surprise me on how they handle this.
Katie, second row in the middle left.
Well, there you have it. For more, we welcome in national college football reporter for CBS Sports, Brandon Marcelo, who is in Norman. And Brandon, this one comes with pressure on both sides, but let's start with Alabama. It's been a shaky road at times for the Tide, but they're here at a win-or-go-home spot. That the overall feeling around this team right now is what? Is it confidence? Is it urgency? Or is it something closer to tension?
I think there's a little bit of mix of all of that right now. I think, when you hear Kalen DeBoer talk about his future, he didn't just straight up say, yeah, I'm coming back next season. He just says, I feel well supported. I don't know how the players would really feel about that. They're really focused on this game. I think the confidence level for this team of Alabama is about as high as it's been in probably a month, maybe a month and a half. And the reason for that is because they're finally healthy. They had 13 guys who either sat out last game against Georgia in the SEC championship game or were limited. They got most of those guys back, and more importantly, they got Jan Miller, their starting running back, and that's going to help that run game, which, if we saw in the SEC championship game, was absolutely listless with -3 yards rushing. It's putting a lot of pressure on quarterback Ty Simpson, and I think he's going to have more confidence going in this game, knowing that everybody around him is more healthy. But having said all that, the lingering question is around Kalen DeBoer and whether he's actually going to be the coach at Alabama next season. And, that's a valid question because as you've seen, yes, he's released a statement. Yes, he's been asked questions about it. He hasn't just straight up said, yes, I'm going to be here no matter what.
Look, most of the noise surrounding that has been, is he going to go to Michigan? Do you think that is reasonable, or is it just chatter at this point?
It's reasonable. Michigan's looking for a big splash hire at this point, and if they don't have that guy in the box here in the next week or so, they're probably going to move on to a point where they look at maybe keeping Biff Poggi as their permanent head coach, at least going into next season. So tonight's really going to determine a lot of whether Michigan will probably seriously pursue Kalen DeBoer. If Alabama loses tonight here in Norman, that chatter will increase about Michigan and whether they will come and pursue him. There's a couple of coaches out there that Michigan will show some serious attention to, but I think you'll start getting some more clarity on that early next week once this first round of college football playoff games are in the bag.
All right. Well, on the other side, Brent Venables came into the season with real expectations after a rocky first couple of years. With Oklahoma still searching for its first college football playoff win, how real is the pressure on the Sooners to get this done tonight?
Well, listen, they're 0-4 in the college football playoff all time. All of those games have been in the Lincoln Riley era. This is a different time, a different era. And Oklahoma hasn't been an underdog all season at home, but it opened up as an underdog this past week against Alabama. But there's a sense of some improvement that could be on the way here for Oklahoma. They're a 10-win team for good reason. It's because of their defense. But if you go back 2-3 months ago, OU's offense was really getting going. Remember the Michigan game? They won that by double digits, and you saw John Mateer at that point. Remember, he was the Heisman front runner way back then. Then he injures his hand, has his surgery repaired, and he hasn't been the same since. And this offense hasn't been the same since. They haven't scored more than 2 offensive touchdowns since October against an SEC team. So they've had a few weeks to rest here. I wonder how much better that hand can feel for John Mateer, and for that matter, for that entire offensive line and protecting him. I think the big question for me in this game, it's not about Alabama being healthier, because I think we know what Alabama can be offensively and defensively. We've seen that. But what does OU look like with a few weeks of rest around a quarterback who looked so freaking good back in September and hasn't been the same since that surgery? I think it's fascinating to watch here tonight in Norman, whether we see him return to this early season flare.
Well, and like you just pointed out there, the defense has really carried this team through most of the season. But if we can even get a fraction of the efficiency that we saw from Mateer, this is a way more interesting of a game. So, Brandon, there's only one thing left to do here. Who advances? Who wins tonight to take on Indiana in the Rose Bowl?
This is a tough one to pick, but I'm going to go with Alabama. It's tough to beat a team twice in the regular season. No team has ever beaten Alabama twice in the same season. And if you look back at the way they lost against OU, they had 3 turnovers and a pick 6 that allowed OU to win the game. And despite that, Alabama still nearly doubled them up in offense. If Alabama can cut down the turnovers and get the run game going tonight, I like Alabama's chances to come out of Norman in a low-scoring game. I don't know exactly what the score will be, but I'll just throw one out there. I'll say 24-20 tonight here in Norman, and Alabama advances to the quarterfinals.
24-20. Well, I'll tell you what, that puts it over the total at just 40.5. Big thanks to our Brandon Marcelo. Enjoy the game tonight, and I hope there is a lot of fireworks. For even more college football insight, check out the CBS Insiders podcast, available on CBS Sports on the YouTube channel. New episodes, top voices, and everything that you need heading into the kickoff of all of these games this weekend. And that's going to do it for us here on Primetime Pregame. Don't worry, we are breaking down more CFP, particularly this game on CBS Sports HQ coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema. The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Hello and welcome to a fresh hour of CBS Sports HQ presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Play your game alongside CBS Sports college football insider Richard Johnson and former Louisiana running back Emory Hunt. I am Hakeem Dermish. The college football playoff begins tonight. 8-seeded Oklahoma hosting number 9 Alabama in a rematch of the regular season. Over the next hour, we'll get you set for kickoff with coverage you won't get anywhere else with picks and analysis. Here's how Alabama got here. Tide had won 8 in a row before losing to Oklahoma on November 15th. Sooners scored 17 points off of 3 Tide turnovers to beat Alabama for the second year in a row. After that, the Tide won their next 2 games before getting dominated by the Dogs in the SEC championship. Oklahoma's path to the playoff included 4 straight wins to end the regular season. 3 of those victories were against ranked opponents. Sooners are looking to become the first team ever to defeat Alabama twice in the same season. Here now, both head coaches, Kalen DeBoer and Brent Venables, on what went down in their first meeting.
We had, some moments where we played incredibly well. I thought we played incredibly hard. I thought we played with great physicality. But we left a lot to be desired from a fundamental consistency standpoint, trying to make plays. I loved how our guys responded consistently all night. But Alabama will punch you in the mouth. And, thankfully our guys responded. But we took too many blows and thought that at the end of the day, we didn't play as well as we were capable of playing. We got to play a lot better. And that's not coach speak. That's reality.
Coming up short at the end of the game was disappointing because that's something we've done a pretty good job of. And so, other than the turnovers, because we got down in their territory and had the big play was the interception for a touchdown. But there's more plays to it than that. There's things that happen that, you'll go back to, but there's things that obviously we'll evaluate and make adjustments to what we saw and what the original plan was.
Alabama looking to avenge their loss to Oklahoma in mid-November. The difference in that game was turnovers. The Sooners scored 17 points off of 3 Tide turnovers. Bowen brothers bookended the game with big plays. First quarter, Eli Bowen returned an interception, 87 yards for a touchdown. Alabama had a chance to win the game late, but came up short on their final drive when Peyton Bowen broke up a pass on 4th down to seal the win for the Sooners. All right, back here with Richard Johnson. Emory Hunt, Oklahoma, looking to do something no team has ever done before, become the first team to beat Alabama twice in a season. Emory, what has to happen for the Sooners to knock out the Tide?
They have to have better offensive output this time around. We know the defense is going to be the defense, but offensively speaking, they have to bring a little bit more to the party, and that's firmly on the shoulders or the hand of John Mateer. I think the passing game for Oklahoma has to be what surprises Alabama tonight. We know their defense will be game. They'll get some stops. They'll get the ball back. But can this Oklahoma offense really turn that into points, i.e. touchdowns against Bama? If you can make it a track meet, you have to trust your defense against this Alabama offense. So I think the offense of Oklahoma will have to be the key, i.e. the passing game.
Emory, I actually think it's the rushing attack for Oklahoma that I think matters tonight, specifically the QB run game. John Mateer, I think you look John Mateer in the face before this game and you say, son, the ice tank's right around the corner. You're going to find it after the game because they're going to run him into that Alabama defense, the teeth of that Alabama defense, double-digit times. 15 carries for John Mateer at minimum, I think, in this game. And I'm not talking about sacks because sacks count as rushing attempts in college football for God knows what reason. I think John Mateer +1 in the run game is going to be huge for Oklahoma in this game to try to generate some offense. Look, this is an Oklahoma team that on offense has not given you what you've wanted all season, have not scored more than 3 touchdowns against a Power 5 opponent all year. 3 defensive touchdowns so far this season. They have been aided by that great defense. Look, it's a tremendous unit on that side of the ball that Brent Venables has on that defense, but this Oklahoma offense has got to step up. 1 red zone turnover, 1 on the edge of the red zone the last time these two teams met. That means that Alabama is driving the ball into the red zone, which they did multiple times in that game.
After losing to Oklahoma, Alabama won their next 2 games, but then got dominated by the Dogs in the SEC Championship. Tide had -3 rushing yards against Georgia. Emory, I mean, that's the most embarrassing stat that came out of that game. You could also question the physicality of Alabama in that game, the lack thereof. Which Alabama team do you expect to see tonight? The team who won 8 in a row to start the season after the loss to Florida State, or the team that looked lost against Georgia?
I believe the answer is right somewhere in the middle. We'll see glimpses of the team that was on that terrific run earlier in the season, but we'll also see some of the same things we saw against Georgia, which is why I think the passing game, more so than anything, will help alleviate some of that physicality that we saw them not be able to handle versus Georgia. Because they try to run into the teeth of that Georgia defense, they're going to have a problem. But if they can kind of use a quick passing game to open up the pressure or alleviate the box a little bit so they can run the football with Jan Miller, who's back healthy-ish now at this juncture of the season, it would help them go a long way in being able to put together a functional offensive attack, a consistent offensive attack, because you can't run right downhill at Oklahoma. They are built differently than Georgia. Georgia wins that physical game. Oklahoma kind of wins with quickness and leverage, so it's a different problem, but it's a problem that they can avoid by just going quick outside, then running inside.
I do think we talk a lot about, all right, -3 rushing yards against Georgia, and I understand it. But that game got away from them a game script perspective, even at the end, right? Alabama's going for it on 4th down in minus territory, and then they don't get it, and Georgia's able to punch it in from, I believe, 12 yards out. So, yes, they got beat soundly by Georgia. I don't want to try to act like they didn't, but I do think there's some context around that SEC championship game. With that being said, Alabama clunked their way to the finish this season, and it started in the first Oklahoma game in the middle of November when they lost that game. Then they play an FCS team. Then they play Auburn. Guys, they were up 17-0 in that Iron Bowl, and Auburn stormed all the way back, and Bama had to hold on to win that game. It's not like any of the games that they played in November were really much to write home about. Even that LSU victory in the beginning of November, coming off a bye week, by the way, they beat LSU, but that's because of LSU's own offensive problems in that game.
Some updates on some injuries. Alabama defensive end LT Overton has been ruled out for this game. He missed the SEC title game because of an illness. However, Alabama is getting a key piece back in the lineup. Senior running back Jan Miller ready to return, ready to contribute. Miller has dealt with multiple injuries this season, coming back from a lower leg injury he suffered in the Iron Bowl. Oklahoma will have one of its best defensive players on the field tonight. He's not their Mason Thomas. He's our Mason Thomas. Sooners defensive end has missed 3 games, has not played since a quad injury he suffered against Tennessee on November 1st when he returned a fumble 71 yards for a touchdown. So a big boost for both teams tonight. Also, Sooners quarterback John Mateer practiced this week without tape on his throwing hand for the first time since he had surgery in September to repair a broken bone in his thumb. Says he's feeling the best since the injury. Emory, what do the Sooners need from John Mateer tonight? Because the last time we saw him, threw for more than 300 yards, couple touchdowns, but also 3 picks in that game against LSU.
But at least he was throwing the football vertically down the field. That's what they're going to have to see, because we know he can run the football, and that's fine. But what really makes him a dynamic player is when he's able to throw the football or the threat to throw, so you don't have to really key in on the run game. So if he can get half of what he did against LSU, but also do a good job of making sure he provides that semblance of a threat, that's going to open up his ability to run. It should help out their ability to run the football better than what they've done all season long. But the fact that he's out there throwing without tape on his hand speaks volumes, more so than him saying, I feel the best I've ever felt. He's lying. But at the end of the day, just the fact that he doesn't have tape, to me, is telling the true story. And if he can get to his average, I think that helps him out significantly.
Look, this Oklahoma team is built to win a certain way, and it leads with defense. But Emory, do you think Oklahoma can keep up if, by some miracle, this game ends up being something of a track meet? If this game gets into the 30s,
right,
I don't think Oklahoma wins that game that gets into the 30s and where Oklahoma has to chase, where John Mateer has to throw, when they really have to put up a number in this game.
Right, because if you look at how Alabama beat Georgia earlier in the year, it was on third down. So if you're looking at Oklahoma being the Alabama in this game versus the Crimson Tide, can you just stay on the field? If you could shrink the ball game by converting on third downs with John Mateer's legs and maybe passing on first down when they don't expect it, that helps you out, because you're right. If they get into a track meet, that's a game that they cannot win, because you're going to gas out these edge rushers that's going to come after Ty Simpson.
Well, one of the keys to Alabama beating Oklahoma is how Ty Simpson plays. He's regressed. 6 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions in his last 5 games, compared to 20 passing touchdowns, 1 interception in his first 8 games. Emory, what have you seen from Simpson down the stretch, and how can he regain his confidence tonight?
Here's the thing with Ty Simpson. I'm glad you brought this up, because earlier in the season, when they were on this run, you had analysts out there, couldn't break their necks to talk about this is the best quarterback I've seen since Burrow. I've seen this. And then the middle part of the season hit, and no one talks about him anymore. There's some truth to what they were saying in terms of how he was throwing the football during their streak. But what has happened is the fact that he starts game electric. And then as he gets hit or get warmed up a little bit back there, the accuracy starts to wane, the decision-making wanes, the placement wanes, and the turnovers start to happen. And you see right there, look at the turnovers on the back end of his first 9 games. And we need to see the consistency from him from first quarter to fourth quarter. Preferably third and fourth quarters when you have to play the best. Yeah, it's fun when you got to lead, but when you got to play from behind or play in a tight game, that's when we need you to play your best. And I think his accuracy and placement, decision-making, all of that stuff goes by the wayside come the second half, and that's where we've seen the biggest change in the perception of Ty Simpson, juxtaposed to what we heard from in the first 9 games of the season.
Emory, I love that you bring up ball placement for Ty Simpson, because that is Ty Simpson's superpower when it's clicking.
Right.
When it's on, the ball placement, the accuracy. Look, he does not have the most massive arm in college football history, but the accuracy makes up for it. I think that's where he's so good at. But when defenses come and heat him up, when they bring pressure, when they speed up his mechanics, when they try to make him throw off platform or with a bad platform in the pocket, things get wonky, things get awry. And that's what I think you saw Oklahoma do it in the first time these two teams met. You saw Auburn do it, particularly in the second half of the Iron Bowl. You saw Georgia do it in the SEC championship game. As defenses got tape on him, got film on him, and started to figure out what is it we can do to get this guy off kilter a little bit, they decided, hey, man, we got to go gangbusters, because it's only Jeremy Bernard that you're scared of in Alabama's receiving corps to put on an island, because, unfortunately, Ryan Williams has not been up to snuff so far this season. So you haven't gotten what you needed from him. So you're saying, all right, if I'm only worried about Bernard, I'm going to come gangbusters. I'm going to bring blitzes because I'm not worried about my DBs being on islands, because Williams has not held up his end of the bargain as far as coming along as a sophomore so far this season.
Quickly, we understand the difference between ball placement and accuracy. For the folks out there, can you explain the difference between the two? Because a lot of people feel like it's the same thing.
Well, sometimes you may say, oh, that's an inaccurate ball, but it's where it needs to be, either to beat a defender, either to lead a receiver upfield, either to keep it on frame or out of the frame. There are different things that go into how a ball is thrown. And we talk about hospital balls, right? For instance, all the time. Protecting your receiver sometimes may look inaccurate. It may look like, oh, he's throwing it to the guy's ankles, but he's protecting his receivers, or he's keeping it away from a defensive back, right? If you're throwing in the back of the end zone, it's either you hit the crossbar or it's in the first row, right? Things like that are the difference there.
Trying to throw to a spot, right? You're trying to hit your spot, and Ty Simpson didn't hit his spot when he threw a pick six in their first meeting. Going to try to have a much better outcome in their first possession. One of the storylines surrounding this game is speculation about Kalen DeBoer leaving for Michigan. DeBoer is in his second season as Alabama coach, and he confirmed his commitment to the Crimson Tide program earlier this week. He said he's not going anywhere.
A lot of the same things I said before, a couple of weeks ago when asked really the same question. Just, feel completely supported. My family loves living here. Just all the things that we continue to build on. Love the progress. Haven't talked with anyone. No plans of talking with anyone. So I think that's a lot of what I said a couple of weeks ago, and continues to be the same thing. Feel strong about it, and our guys, if there's been any distraction, I haven't seen it, haven't felt it, and so I'm really proud of the way they've handled whatever noise is out there. And again, we've probably all season long have dealt with enough noise to where it doesn't surprise me on how they handle this.
Richard, what's at stake for Kalen DeBoer tonight?
Well, there's a second part of that press conference that we didn't show, and he's asked point blank, will you be the head coach of Alabama next season? And he says, yes, I'm planning to.
Yes.
And we know that gives you the out just in case plans change. Guys, I'm planning to eat dinner after we get off air. But things happen. So, look, I think...
No, we're still going to make sure you get fed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He also mentioned in there, my family loves living here. That's been a rumor that the family doesn't really like that, living in Tuscaloosa, and that they'd rather be elsewhere. So he is addressing what's going on there. Look, I think at the end of the day, he took this job and he's not Nick Saban. And because he's not Nick Saban, the weight of the world is going to be on his shoulders. You know, our guy, Damen Harris, comes on this network and says, Kalen DeBoer's coaching for his job. How many times has he said that, right? It's like every single week, Kalen DeBoer's coaching for his job. After that 4-game stretch in October where we thought, well, Alabama's the hottest team in the country, now it's back to earth as far as, no, you're still back on the hot seat pretty much every single Saturday. So, look, you can understand if you're Kalen DeBoer and you're just, man, let's get the pressure off of me for a second, right? Here, we're in the college football playoff, for God's sakes. We just played in the SEC championship game. Didn't acquit ourselves well in that game, but did play in that game for an SEC title. So it's always turned up to 11 there as far as the noise around Kalen DeBoer. But look, until pen hits paper for Kalen DeBoer, with some sort of extension. I'm not saying you give him more money, but maybe you have something where we're going to say, hey, we're going to give you more resources for the roster, right? More money for the roster, more money for your staff pool or whatever, however you situate it. The statements are fine, but until he puts pen to paper as far as some sort of extension or some sort of reaffirming of a commitment to Alabama, or until Michigan hires a different guy as head coach, this chatter is going to be around the program.
I will say this. Michigan keeps coming up. To me, Michigan got too much smoke right now, right? Unless you are Ferris State or Western Michigan, I don't want no parts of Michigan or Michigan State, Northern Michigan, none of those programs. They all got a lot of problems right now. I would stay away from those programs unless those other two programs in the state of Michigan come calling. Because, again, we see what happened the last two head coaches at Michigan and Michigan State. I may not want to go there. Ferris State, Tony Annese, good luck tomorrow. But I will say, yeah, that's really the only program in Michigan I'll go with.
Your boy Tony said he wants Notre Dame, by the way, in the D2
He ain't
title.
lying, boy.
I think when you bring up that there's so much going on at Michigan, that is also a factor here. Michigan does not have a permanent school president.
Nope.
And there right now is an investigation into the entire athletic department. We don't know the scope of it. We don't know the timeline of it. We don't know the discipline. And we don't know who might be disciplined, namely athletic director Ward Manuel. So if you're a coach evaluating the Michigan job right now, are you going to take a job and the entire rug may be pulled out from under you as far as the athletic department is concerned? In a time frame you have no idea. So if you're Kalen DeBoer, a lot to weigh. Maybe the devil you do know is a little bit better than the devil you don't.
Well, and the transfer portal opens up in a few days. So why would you want to go start a new program and the portal's going to open up in a couple weeks? You got to have your ducks in a row. And so far, Kalen DeBoer has actually had his ducks in a row. He's won 19 games as Alabama coach, the most wins in the first 2 seasons as Alabama head coach all time. So get off his back.
Not enough. You got to win a national championship every week.
When you have Nick Saban winning 6 national championships, it sets the bar a little too high. That's not normal around the country. So roll tide, slow your roll, okay? When we return, we'll get the pulse on the tide from an Alabama great, 3-time national champ. A.J. McCarron joins us from Norman. That's next on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Here are the stories making headlines. Steelers star TJ Watt has been ruled out for Sunday's game in Detroit. He'll miss a second straight game because of a collapsed lung he suffered last week while receiving dry needling treatment in the training room. There's no timetable for his return. You can catch Sunday's game between the Lions and Steelers, 4:25 Eastern on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus. The NFL has fined Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua $25,000 for his comments about officiating. In a now deleted tweet, Nacua was critical about the referees following Thursday night's overtime loss to the Seahawks. The post coming a few days after Nacua went on a live stream and complained about officiating across the league. 10-1 North Carolina will get a key piece back for Saturday's game against Ohio State. Seth Trimble, the Tar Heels' best defensive player, will return from a broken forearm. That's the latest from our Matt Norlander. Trimble has missed the last 9 games after suffering the injury in a freak weight room accident in November. You can watch UNC and Ohio State in the CBS Sports Classic, 3 Eastern on Saturday on CBS and Paramount Plus. Duke quarterback Darian Mensah will skip the NFL draft and return to Durham, according to our John Talty. Big win for the Blue Devils, who reportedly gave Mensah a 2-year, $8 million deal to leave Tulane and come to Duke. The investment paid off as Mensah helped lead Duke to its first outright conference title since 1962. Those are your HQ headlines.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure.
We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel, getting you set for the first of 11 games to be played in the college football playoff. Oklahoma and Alabama getting ready for kickoff in Norman. And let's get right to the site where we welcome in and say hello to three-time national champ A.J. McCarron. A.J., good to see you as always. Set the scene for us there in Norman. What's the vibe like?
Yeah, it's electric. It was an absolute circus trying to get in here, fighting through the crowd, but we made it. Myself, Mark Ingram, and Trent Richardson. So we're all up here in Greg Byrne, the AD's suite that he has inside the stadium, and ready to cheer our Crimson Tide on.
You feeling confident?
Yeah, I think when you look at the last game, right, you lose by 2 points. You had 3 turnovers, and from an analytical standpoint, you know, they kind of break down a turnover equals is equivalent to like 3.5 points. So if you just eliminate one of those, you win the ball game. But I think if you're Alabama's team, you got to come in this thing with confidence, knowing that if we just take care of the football, we're going to win.
One of the keys to Alabama beating Oklahoma is how Ty Simpson plays. Of course, he threw a pick 6 in that first meeting, and we've talked about how he's regressed a bit here down the stretch. What are you hoping to see from Simpson, and what would your message to be to him if you were in that quarterback room?
Yeah, listen, you know, the quarterback position is one of the most criticized in the state of Alabama. But as a quarterback, you also need everybody else around you to play well. And you need the big guys up front to block well, you know, pass off stunts and games up front. And then you need the guys out wide to go make plays for you. But I just want to see Ty settle his feet tonight, get in a rhythm early. I'd like to see Coach Grubb establish a quick passing game that's beyond the line of scrimmage, that treats Ty almost like a NBA three-point shooter, a Steph Curry, a Ray Allen. So find him something that gets him in a rhythm so he sees guys catching the ball, he sees completions, and then let him build his confidence off of that.
Alabama coming off an embarrassing loss to Georgia in the SEC Championship, -3 rushing yards. Senior running back Jam Miller set to return. Also, plenty of noise about Kalen DeBoer that's been circling around for weeks. AJ, you're there. You're around this program. What's the mood of the Alabama fan base right now?
Listen, I don't think anybody's fearful of losing Coach DeBoer, to be honest with you. The guys, you look at the history of leaving head coaches that have left Alabama, they haven't been very successful when they've left. So I don't know where else you'd want to go instead of being here at Alabama. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest brand in all of college football, right up there. I'd say them and Ohio State. You have everything you want from facilities to backing. I just don't understand why you'd want to leave. But I love Coach DeBoer. I talked to him last night. We were texting back and forth. He's got a great family, and I have a ton of confidence in him.
Alabama great A.J. McCarron here with us on CBS Sports HQ. A.J., enjoy the game. Appreciate you taking some time with us.
Of course, always, Hakeem. Appreciate it, brother.
Always good to see A.J. McCarron here with us on CBS Sports HQ. Coming up, turnovers were the difference in their first meeting. What will the difference be this time around, and who will step up and make an impact? This is CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel. Turnovers were the difference in their first meeting. The Sooners scored 17 points off of 3 tied turnovers. Oklahoma defensive back Eli Bowen set the tone with an 87-yard pick six. Then his brother Peyton sealed the win when he broke up a pass on 4th down. What will the difference be this time around, and who will step up and make an impact? Back here with our impact players, Richard Johnson, Emery Hunt. Start with the home team, Emery. Who are you calling on to be an impact player for Oklahoma?
Defensive end Taylor Wine. And what I love most about his game, he's 6'4", 278. I love how he closes once he smells the quarterback. And that's something that is a unique skill set that a lot of defensive players don't have. They don't know how to finish. He knows how to finish. And I think when you have a lot of focus on, Thomas out there, R. Mason Thomas, and what they do defensively, it allows a guy like Taylor Wine to really eat. And he is someone that has good size, holds up well versus the run. You see right there how he plays, at the point of attack. He forces fumbles in the first meeting against Alabama again because he closes so quick on the quarterback. I think this is the guy that folks need to start getting a lot more familiar with on that side of the ball.
For me, my impact player may seem a little obvious, but I got to go John Tier, quarterback for Oklahoma.
Yep.
Because I think you're going to have to put the ball in his hands to make plays on the ground in a way in this game that I use the word hand very specifically because that hand's been hurt so much this season, had the midseason surgery there. But I think you got to go gangbusters in this game and say, son, you're toting the rock here. you're going to give us +1 in the run game, you're going to block the unblocked defender, and you're going to give us an explosive edge. We know he could tote the rock. When he was at his best in the beginning of the season, that's what he was doing. Now, I also think that's a treatise in what Oklahoma doesn't have. You brought Jaden Ott in the transfer portal, for instance, in the offseason. He hasn't been anything you expected him to be so far this season. But I think you say, we're going to try to control the clock. We're going to play complementary football in this game, which is what they've done all season, right? It's not like they've gone out and won a bunch of track meets. This is an Oklahoma offense that has, I think, failed to score touchdowns in a lot of spots, but they have controlled games and they've leaned on that defense. I think that's going to be the plan tonight as well, and I think you do that with a physical run game, and it starts not necessarily with the running back, but actually with John Mateer.
Emory, who's the player that needs to step up for Alabama?
Ryan Williams, the wide receiver. And here's why.
Okay.
Last year, he was phenomenal with his play.
Yeah.
Yet all we heard was, he's 17. He's only 17. This year, how he's playing, it makes you think that's all we heard last year was that he's 17 and he's playing like he didn't really do anything. But he's not really having an impact this season. I mean, these numbers here this year isn't what you expected it to be coming into the year when, you know, a guy that was so dominant as a freshman, we talk about him and Jeremiah Smith, arguably going 1 and 2 in the draft with, if you project forward, how dynamic he was, on top of the fact he was 17 years old, dominating in the SEC. Now he's been non-existent, you know, from an impact perspective. So what a great way for him tonight in this playoff game to go out there and remind folks that he is still that guy. He still has that speed. He has to really lock in and make some big plays out there on offense.
Do you think that has a little bit to do with the fact that he was new? He was a freshman. Defensive coordinators, they knew about him, right? But now they had a year to game plan for him, right? They know what to expect. It's like when you see the hot rookie, right? In the NFL, Major League Baseball, whatever it might be, and then the next year you go, oh, sophomore slump. That's why we always have that narrative. Like, that happens. Like, now defenses are scheming for that guy. They're bracketing him. They're putting 2 guys. You know what I mean? Like, you have a season where you can kind of contain him.
Listen, I'll tell you, even when I was a freshman in college, where I won Scout Team Player of the Week, and you couldn't tell me nothing. You thought I won the Heisman, right? Next week, nothing. It was like, can you handle success is the key. If you can handle success, then you're going to be building something. And it's all about how you handle that. And he had a great season, but all we heard all season, he started reading his own name in the newspapers, in the magazines, and all the people talking about him and saying he's the next Tim Brown or whatever, right? Insert wide receiver. And he came out this season, to your point, they had a game plan for him. They took him out of the, they frustrated him, and he allowed that to be a reason why he was dropping passes, not really working through routes on clear out routes. So all of the little things that he did well his freshman year, he wasn't doing it this year because I thought he got a little bit too, you know, enamored with his own fragrance.
It's true. It's a really good analysis because I think for Ryan Williams, it was so much splash plays, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing that popped for him, the Georgia game, obviously, for instance. But it's the down and dirty work that perhaps we're leaving a little bit to be desired, and that's how you round yourself out as a total receiver. Like, Jeremiah Smith blocks. Right. Now, you know, Jeremiah Smith, he's not winning a Remington Award, but he blocks a little bit, right? He does some of the dirty work that a wide receiver has to do to round out the game.
All right, for you, who are you calling on to step up for Alabama?
Has to be Jam Miller.
Yep.
This running game for Alabama has to give Ty Simpson something. Or you got to give him something. We got to be able to hold some drives, go down the field. We've got to be able also to get into 3rd and short, man. We have got to be successful on early downs because if you give this Oklahoma pass rush 3rd and 8, it's going to be a long night for Ty Simpson. I'll tell you that right now. Jam Miller has got to set the tone for Alabama. He's got to keep Alabama efficient, ahead of the sticks, and he's got to keep Oklahoma's defense sort of off kilter. Oklahoma's defense cannot pin the ears back and come after them because if that's what Alabama's going to be facing tonight, it's going to get late early in Norman.
Plenty of pro scouts will be in Norman tonight. Emory, you're a pro. Who are the draft prospects you're watching for?
For Alabama, I'm looking at Caden Proctor, number 1.
Yep.
I want to see, I want to like be in the 3rd quarter and we get a highlight montage of Caden Proctor dominating everybody, right? Because if they're going to have these pass rushers, you got to look at how you have success. Damani Jackson, there's still a premium in the NFL for guys that can cover. I love how he is a physical cornerback out there on the perimeter. That's key. Kendall Dennis has the size that you look for at linebacker, and he's such an intriguing player because he can do it well going toward the quarterback and also dropping back in coverage. And Jared Kanak is someone that's an H-back move piece, underrated piece of this offense, and he is someone I think that has a great relationship with John Mateer. If Mateer is going to be throwing the ball tonight like we expect him to, or he has to in his playoff game, then this is the guy he's going to go to underneath.
How many carries are we getting for Caden Proctor tonight?
Listen, this is a one-game season. I want to see him in the Wildcat as a quarterback, taking the snap and running behind a fullback that's significantly lighter than him. I want to see him be the Wildcat, the quarterback, and I want to see him throw the ball, too.
Absolutely.
That'd be incredible. Richard, there's a player who's making his return tonight for Oklahoma that you're going to have your eye on. Who's that?
Oh, R. Mason Thomas. As you said, he's not your Mason Thomas, he's our Mason Thomas. A tremendous player, a game wrecker. Ask Auburn, by the way, what this R. Mason Thomas can do. He got hurt on a fumble 6 against Tennessee. The guy is an absolute game wrecker on defense. Well, my question to you, Emery, we just talked about draft prospects. Draft prospect rank there is not necessarily what you may think befitting of a freak edge rusher. And I think that probably has a lot to do with his size as far as projecting him to the next level.
Yeah, great question, because when you look at him at 6'2", 250, he's like that old school sandbacker. And the comp I would have for him, Lance Briggs, someone that's like 6'2", 250, but can still get out there and get after the quarterback, but also could play physical instead of physical edge. I'm always team size is not a skill. If you're good enough, you're big enough. We're watching him dominate at 6'2", 249, so he's probably like 6'1", 245, if we're being honest. To me, if you're doing it there, you could do it in the league, because the guys you're going against playing in the SEC and these Power 4 programs, they're going to be going to the next level anyway. So I have no qualms about him doing what he's doing. I like the fact that he reminds me a lot of Lance Briggs, because I think he could be a stand-up, off-the-ground sandbacker as well.
Our impact players, Richard Johnson and Emery Hunt here on HQ. Speaking of impact players, two-time national champ Damen Harris joins the program. Alabama. Can they match Oklahoma's intensity? That's next on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
Wouldn't take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Every strike is a frame. Every rivalry, a story.
Anything worth having is worth fighting for.
Ready or not, here I come. You can hide. Let's go!
This canvas is more than a stage.
Are you not entertained?
It's where stories live, where worlds collide, where legends are made. It's on, the new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel. Alabama making its 9th college football playoff appearance, the most by any school. Crimson Tide have won 3 titles in the CFP era, looking to knock out Oklahoma and advance to the quarterfinals to play top-seeded Indiana. Welcoming a man who knows a couple things about winning a national championship. 2-time national champ Damen Harris. Alabama looking here to rebound from that ugly loss to Georgia in the SEC championship. And Damen, we talked about this several times. They didn't match their intensity. Do you expect Alabama to match Oklahoma's intensity? Because you know Brent Venables is going to have his guys ready to go.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, listen, as much talk as we've had about how Georgia just walked over Alabama in the SEC championship, they hear this. They know this. They are fortunate enough to get into the college football playoffs. And guess what? Now they've got a chip on their shoulder. But what's going to be important for this Alabama team, not only having the mindset, it's going to be starting fast. Because, Hakeem, in the 3 games that Alabama has lost this year, against Florida State, they scored 7 points in the first quarter. Against Oklahoma, they scored 0 points in the first quarter. Against Georgia, they scored 0 points through the first 3 quarters. This is not the recipe for success, especially against an Oklahoma defense. Like Emory pointed out early, if you don't get off to a fast start, if you're playing from behind the down and distance, if you're in 3rd and long, then you let Oklahoma do what they want to do, which is rush the passer. And that puts a lot of stress and pressure on Ty Simpson's shoulders, which he's seen as of recently. It causes him to shrink in his play and the way that he sees the field and is able to operate this offense. So they have to walk into this with the mentality of, we're going to walk in your trap and we're going to take over your trap. And then they have to play at a level of execution to where they can match Oklahoma and not let Oklahoma start to play their game early, get their crowd into it. And now all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball.
All right, got to start fast. One of the keys to victory for Alabama. Our friend and CBS Sports college football writer Tom Fornelli said that if Alabama loses this game, Kalen DeBoer will be on the hot seat going into 2026. With his name being linked to Michigan, what's at stake tonight for Kalen DeBoer?
Well, I said this before, Hakeem. His job is on the line. And that's not saying that they're going to fire him if he loses this game. But again, we're having reports still that he may be halfway out the door. Listen, Michigan has not put that offer in front of him. He has not slid it back. He has not said no yet. So on top of the fact that he may be halfway out the door, you don't think there's going to be some rumblings? You don't think that people are going to be upset? You don't think people are going to talk about the standard slipping if Alabama gets bounced out of the first round of the college football playoffs against a team that they've already faced and they could have learned from and they could have beat? We saw in the SEC championship, it's hard to beat a team twice. If you lose to Oklahoma twice, after what you displayed against Georgia, after what you displayed against Auburn, going all the way back to the Florida State game, it's the inconsistency and the lack of a standard being set. So is his job secure? More than likely. I don't think they're going to fire him. But will people be unhappy, and will that start to kind of make it easier for him to make a decision if he wants to go elsewhere? Potentially. Will he have to look himself in the mirror and say, is this really what I want? Because we've heard a lot from Kalen DeBoer saying, yes, this is what I want. I do want to be here. But why are those questions being asked, Hakeem? Because there's speculation, and because for whatever reason, this Kalen DeBoer and Alabama marriage hasn't married up well enough yet. Obviously, they're in the playoffs. Obviously, what they're playing for is in front of them, but it hasn't been the same level of consistency yet. So with all that being said, your job is on the line. Listen, this is a production-based business. Your job is on the line every single day. You have to produce, even if you're the head coach.
Well, he's won 19 games in his first 2 seasons. That's the most in the first 2 seasons of an Alabama head coach all time. You asked the question about why his name is linked to Michigan. Look, we're in the media, right? You're now in the media. You're doing a great job for us on CBS Sports. And you know what happens this time of the year. Writers, broadcasters, they need to cycle stories, right? You know as much as I do, we're trying to cycle stories. A job opens up, a big job in the Big Ten that maybe you go take because, oh, wait, hold on a second. Things aren't all great here in Tuscaloosa. Maybe go fix that program. So the name's always going to get linked to it. To me, I don't know why he would leave, right? I mean, you're coaching one of the best programs in the country. I'm talking about all sports. I mean, this is a massive brand. So for him to want to leave and for him to get kicked out, I think it's nonsense because you got to give the guy at least another year. You got to give the guy at least 3 years before you start knocking on his door and say, hey, you got to get out of here. Because what you experienced with Nick Saban, winning 6 national championships, as I said, and you know that ain't normal.
It's not. It's not. And you know what? We've gotten accustomed to that type of success. So we have a standard. There is a standard that comes with being the head coach, that comes with being a representative of the University of Alabama football program. And guess what? Kalen DeBoer knew that when he signed up to take the job. Now, again, am I saying that he should be fired? Absolutely not. But do we have to have tough conversations? We absolutely do. And you want to say, well, what would make Kalen DeBoer leave Alabama and go to Michigan? What if they make him the highest paid head coach in college football? What about that?
I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, everybody has a price tag, right? Everybody has a number. Everybody has a number.
And you know as well as I do, Hakeem, where there's smoke, there's fire, whether it's media or not.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. These are facts. Everybody does have their number. Speaking of numbers, Alabama went from a short favorite to an underdog against Oklahoma. Is the wrong team favored in this spot?
Absolutely not. I mean, Hakeem, this is common sense. When you look at the way that Alabama has played recently, the fact that they're playing in Norman, the fact that, you know, while we've been sitting here talking about Alabama had all these players out in the SEC championship and they've got time to get healthy. Well, guess who else has had time to get healthy? R. Mason Thomas. Guess who else has had time to get healthy? John Mateer. Guess who's had time to get more of an offensive rhythm with their offense? John Mateer. I think that Oklahoma should be favored in this matchup. Do I think they're going to win the game? Absolutely not. I think Alabama pulls it out. But when you talk about spread, when you talk about odds, I think it's just simple common sense that Oklahoma is favored in this game.
Okay. 2-time national champ Damen Harris here with us on HQ. He'll be with us post-game. I can't wait to talk to you post-game to see what happens in this game. I'm so excited for this. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Alabama is going to be a good one. And when we return, we'll break down the keys to victory. Will it be Roll Tide or Boomer Sooner? Richard Johnson, Emery Hunt back with their picks next on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. Only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, getting closer and closer to kickoff in Norman. Here's how both teams stack up defensively. Oklahoma 7th in FBS in points per game allowed. Alabama is 12th. Perhaps defense will be a story once again in this one. CBS Sports HQ presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Play your game. Back here with Richard Johnson, Emery Hunt. We know Oklahoma can beat you defensively. It's the offense where there are questions. The Sooners averaged 26 points per game this season. Fewest points per game by any 10-win team in FBS this year. Emery, what's your key to victory for Oklahoma tonight?
Well, I have two. I have an offensive and a defensive. But offensively speaking, don't try to make this a James Madison versus Ty Simpson game. Play your game. The thing I'm talking about is try to find some balance. Richard talked about it beautifully about the run game or lack thereof for Oklahoma. Try to find some semblance of balance. Maybe the rushing numbers don't have to be there, but the attempts have to be there to make them honor the run. Therefore, McCarron can have some opportunities to throw the football downfield. So don't try to make this our guy is better than your guy at the quarterback position. And defensively, it's about being continue to be opportunistic. If you're continuing to make plays around the football, turn the ball over, that's how you got them in Oklahoma last year with Jalen Milroe. That's how you got them this year with Ty Simpson. Continue to be opportunistic. You can have some success.
Emery, I think our favorite movie, Remember the Titans, right?
Yeah.
That scene where they say, you blitz all night. And I don't think Brent Venables is going to have any problem doing that in this game. I think Oklahoma comes after Ty Simpson early, and often they try to heat him up as best as they can in this game. My key for Oklahoma is you have got to score touchdowns, particularly in the red zone. That Oklahoma offense has got to hold up their end of the bargain. Oklahoma has not scored more than 3 offensive touchdowns against a power conference opponent so far this season. You cannot bet on your defense generating turnovers and scoring from those turnovers. Oklahoma's offense has to score touchdowns tonight.
Remember the Titans or remember the Tide tonight? We're about to find out. Oklahoma, though, trying to become the first team ever to defeat Alabama twice in a season. Emery, for the Tide to win tonight's playoff game, what has to happen?
Well, I have two again, offense, defense.
I don't follow cheating every time.
2 for 1. He's playing his game.
The screen time. So offensively speaking for Alabama, it's about doing what's necessary. Play a clean game. We talked about the turnovers last time they played. 3 turnovers, and they only beat you by 2 points. So if you protect the football, you can win the game. You did enough offensively to win the game last time around, despite giving them a touchdown. So that's number 1. And number 2 on defense is about making sure you force James Madison to play a one-dimensional game. That means your edge rushers tonight are just going to be edge setters. So any pressure coming from Alabama has to come with stunts and twists along the defensive line on the interior or blitzing from the A and B gaps. Don't try to have your outside guys open up the front door, back door for James Madison to gas you in the run game. So make him play one-dimensional, play from the pocket, and have your pressure come from within. I think that gives them a chance.
For me, protecting Ty Simpson. I don't think we've talked enough tonight, honestly, about Alabama's offensive line and the task that they're going to have. It starts with Caden Proctor. Caden Proctor, if you're going to be on Emery Hunt's list to be first offensive tackle off the board in April, you have got to show it against the pass rushers that Oklahoma is going to throw at you tonight. I think for Caden Proctor, he make himself a lot of money in this game tonight if he's able to protect Ty Simpson's blind side on the left side of that Alabama offensive line and keep Ty Simpson clean. Have to keep him protected because Oklahoma's going to try to heat him up. When you heat him up, you cause those turnovers that Oklahoma loves because I'm a little weary about Ty Simpson throwing off platform, throwing when things get condensed in the pocket, throwing when he's sped up. A little concerned about that for Alabama tonight.
Alabama went from a short favorite to an underdog. 68% of the spread bets are on Alabama plus the 1.5, and 60% of the handle is on the Crimson Tide. Emory, you rolling with the Tide?
Love what you did there. I also roll with Kid and Play. Everybody say Ola Ola. So I'm going with Alabama tonight. I love the fact that they did all of that against Tide and they lost. They won by 2. And it was 3 turnovers. Now, you can't bank on turnovers, but they do find a way to happen when you are opportunistic. I just feel like Alabama, with these weeks off, how they played against Auburn, they will find a way to galvanize this team. They have enough offense, the offense that you can trust in this game. With a healthy Jam Miller, I can trust the Tide to get enough points. They only got to win by 1 to cover the spread. I like Alabama.
Third time is the charm for Alabama under Kalen DeBoer against Oklahoma. I think they finally get it done against this OU team. Hard to beat a team twice. I think when you look back at that first game, you think, man, if you take those turnovers off that box score, Alabama won that game going away if you just looked at it blankly, but obviously the turnovers became the difference and really helped out Oklahoma in this game. I'm not going to say Oklahoma's not going to get any turnovers, but I am going to bank on Alabama having a repeat performance and a cleaner performance than what they had with the 3 turnovers that they had the first time these two teams met.
All right, you guys are both picking Alabama. I'm going Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Boomer Sooner.
Okay.
Boomer Sooner in this one. And it's going to be the first time ever to beat Alabama twice in the same season. All right, time now for the FanDuel parlay pick. Emory, what'd you put together for us as we take a look at your same game parlay presented by FanDuel?
Yeah, I don't get out of bed for nothing less than the full screen. We got a full screen right here. Look at that. Alabama plus 1.5. Mateer, thanks to your great information of him throwing for 300 yards last game, I like him to go over 197.5 tonight. 1-game season, I think he gets it done. I also like him to go over 4.5 rushing yards in the first quarter. Jam Miller over 8.5 yards first quarter. And Ryan Williams over 5.5 yards receiving in the first quarter. So nice little same game parlay. A lot of first quarter props. But I think we have a great chance to be successful tonight as well.
I like that. Nice
I know
first quarter action. Get in and get out. If you're already watching every college football playoff game, why not boost it? Every college playoff game day, FanDuel gives you a profit boost to use on the action you're glued to. Download the app today and boost your winnings. All right, moments away from kickoff in Norman. Richard, final thoughts are what?
Final thoughts are, when we're sitting on this desk tonight, are we talking about they may be running Kalen DeBoer out of town after this game? Or are we saying Brent Venables had a masterstroke of defense and Ben Arbuckle, Oklahoma offensive coordinator, was able to use the multiple weeks that they've had off to give Oklahoma the best chance on offense to come out and have success? We're going to have to see how this one goes as far as game script plays out and how this game is won and lost.
It's funny how people have short memories because they were talking the same way about Brent Venables, how they were talking about Kalen DeBoer, but winning cures everything. These are 2 phenomenal coaches that I think tonight we're in for a fantastic game. A game I think we may get OT.
I want some chaos. That's what I want. I want Oklahoma to win this game, and I want people to be like, see, Notre Dame should have been in.
Oh, boy.
You let a 3-loss team in. That conference championship.
Shout out to Ferris State.
8-seeded Oklahoma hosting number 9 Alabama in a rematch of the regular season. The winner advances to play number 1 seed Indiana in the Rose Bowl. And, hey, following every college football playoff game, we'll have full post-game reaction right here on CBS Sports HQ. For Emory Hunt, Richard Johnson, and our entire crew, thank you for watching. Enjoy the game. We'll see you post-game. Coming up, we'll set the stage for Saturday's slate with 3 more first-round games. Which team will make a deep playoff run? That's next on CBS Sports HQ, presented by FanDuel.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
with the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. Now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
The rest of the first round in the college football playoff wraps up on Saturday with 3 games highlighted by number 7 Texas A&M versus number 10 Miami. Also got the David versus Goliath matchup with Tulane, Ole Miss, and JMU and Oregon. And for more on Saturday's matchups, we bring in the one and only Richard Johnson and former Louisiana running back Emory Hunt. And let's start off with Texas A&M, Miami, both making their first ever college football playoff appearance. Texas A&M is favored in this one. They're trying to wash away what happened against Texas. Richard, do you like them to win here and cover?
I actually like Miami to win this game outright. I think Miami is the most dangerous team seeded 6-12 in the college football playoff field. They're a complete team. They've got talent everywhere, especially with those edge rushers like Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain on the edge. I think on offense, I do think that A&M is going to try to take Malachi Toney away, and I understand that, but I do think C.J. Daniels steps up, and Miami's able to run the ball just enough in this game to kind of keep pace, and they're able to keep the lid on Marcel Reed and that Texas A&M explosive offense. A&M has been susceptible to the big play on the ground. Also, watch Mark Fletcher potentially get loose in this game and break a couple big ones.
I actually love this matchup, guys. This is a very similar matchup because if we look at offensive line, defensive line, both have that. They have stables of backs. And maybe slightly more deep at running back. E.J. Smith has been solid this year as a goal line guy. Emmitt Smith's son, receiver. They both have explosive guys that can do a lot of damage. Malachi Toney, Casey Concepcion. The difference is the quarterback. Who do you trust to play above the X's and O's? A healthy Marcel Reed? Give me him 10 times out of 10. I like A&M to win this ball game because of that one reason alone is the difference.
All right, will be interesting to see how it all plays out. Now, in a game that is filled with eye-catching headlines, number 11 Tulane looking to upset number 6 Ole Miss. It's a rematch from September when the Rebels smoked them 45-10. Rebels favored by 17.5. This one, Richard, they're going to crush them, right? I know Lane Kiffin is gone and all that, but they got Charlie Weiss Jr., Pete Golding, the head coach now. It's going to be easy peasy, right?
Tulane shocks the world and beats Ole Miss.
Ooh!
Hard to beat a team twice, Emery. Huh? Hard to beat a team twice. How about it? Why not? This is why we love sports, right? We play the games. We understand that the weight of the world is on Tulane's shoulders. We understand everybody's counting them out. Don't think they can get it done. I think the factor that they're coming into this game, it's not Trinidad Chambliss' second start anymore. It's not Jake Retzlaff's, fourth start anymore. That game got away from Tulane the first time these two teams met, but there were some factors in there, a goal line stop, some fourth downs that really got that away from them. I think Tulane comes into this game and says, we got nothing to lose. Everybody's counting us out, and I think Tulane springs the massive upset. I think all the distractions that Ole Miss has had to deal with over the last few weeks is too much. I actually think Ole Miss comes out in this game probably a little too keyed up, and in the first half, maybe they get Tulane a little off kilter, and then Tulane's able to battle back.
I love that pick because I've taken Tulane plus the points, and the reason why, for a lot of what Richard talked about, and think about this. When we look at Tulane and how they are embracing this moment, John Summerall is saying, man, I'm the head coach of 2 football teams. He's excited to coach this game. And you look at what Tulane, this was so shocking to me. That's why I'm so excited about them in this contest. I fully expected North Texas to be in this spot. I was like, North Texas averaged 47 points game. Drew Messamaker, outstanding. Tulane gave up. They got blown out their 2 biggest games this year, one of them being Ole Miss. And it came out, they were down 7-0 and just ripped off 31 straight points against North Texas and really dominated them defensively. I expect that defense to replicate that effort against Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is going to be out there pressing. This is going to be a fun game, a tight game. I'm taking Tulane plus the points here.
Hey, man, that would be hilarious because a lot of people don't even want teams like Tulane in the college football playoff.
I will take first-class airline flight to the comments on Twitter just to be petty. If this happens, boy, I will enjoy the flight to the comment section.
Yeah, listen, man, your name is not Eddie, but you are petty. Petty Monday through Sunday. Now, in the 5-12 matchup, we've got Oregon as 20.5-point favorites against JMU, who won the Sun Belt this season, one of 2 Group of 5 teams in the 12-team playoff. Richard, Oregon's going to do a lot of damage, right?
Yeah, boys, I fear that this will not be the upset spot. Unfortunately, I think Oregon from the first snap to the last is going to leave no doubt. This is a particularly bad matchup for a team trying to upset somebody in the college football playoff, right? You've got an Oregon team that last year had the time off and got absolutely shellacked in the first round of the college football playoff. Not the first round, after the bye, I should say. The second round of the college football playoff last year. You've got Dan Lanning, who always leaves no doubt when his Ducks are heavily favored. They like to handle business. I think they will handle business in this game. And I think that you've got an Oregon team that plays, whether they're up or down, to maximize possessions, right? They're always going for 2. They're always faking punch, going for a fourth down. Don't love it as a team trying to spring an upset for James Madison.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Listen, I'm sorry, Sun Belt Conference. We'll be back, you know what I'm saying? But this is not the game we want to have hang our hats on. We can't talk trash on this one because that's Oregon. It's about the line of scrimmage, and that's where JMU has a significant disadvantage in this ball game. Oregon on both, they just reload up front. They are constantly good, 5 across on both sides, and I think that's where JMU will get worn down over the course of the game. They'll be fun in the first quarter, the first 9 minutes, and then that strength will wear them down over the course, and they'll cover.
Henry, I don't understand it because off camera you always talk about how you're campaigning for the Group of 5 teams. Like they need to be in the college football playoff.
They do need to be in the college football playoff.
Right?
What happens tomorrow on that field does not have any bearing on whether a Group of 5 teams, plural, deserve to be in the playoff. Other teams get blown out in the college football playoff. Just because Oregon got blown out last year by Ohio State didn't mean Oregon didn't deserve to be in the playoff. Those are 2 different things.
No, they are 2 different things. But how you not picking both of them? That's my thing. You're not picking both of them?
But here's the thing. You went to Florida, Power 4 program. You went to Division 3 program at Syracuse. So if don't have us get on the schedule.
We got a national championship. Okay, we got multiple Heisman winners. Come on now.
We only had 35 states where y'all won it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter. So here's the thing. You're right. I am a big rider for the G5, but this is a game where the G5 isn't at the advantage. The Tulane Ole Miss game, yes. Now, over time, we saw Western Michigan get into. Imagine if that team won the MAC and had a chance to play. That's all my argument. Let's give those guys a chance to get that bid, whether they get blown or not, that's not neither here nor there. But I want to see these guys get an opportunity because we all been in spring practice go, hey, we got a chance to win a championship this year. And you're like, no, we don't, man. We ain't getting no bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, but if we had the opportunity to play for one, imagine how competitive these conference games will be across the country, how many exciting games we'll get, because there's only one ticket to the dance, and that's my whole argument. But don't have me be called to the AD right now and get Syracuse on the schedule, because we could make that happen.
You would lose, okay? You would lose 35-0.
No.
Okay, ain't no Raging Cajun up in here.
And y'all come and play us in August.
Emery, I'm done with you, man. I'm sick of you. You know what I'm not sick of is talking about this college football playoff, right? So when you think about all the teams, Richard, that are playing Saturday, who is poised for a deep playoff run?
Got to be Oregon. I think Oregon is going to be at least in the semifinal. I think Oregon would handle Texas Tech and take care of business in that game as well. A little worried about Baron Morton being a limiting factor for Texas Tech as far as their national championship chase is concerned. Oregon was one of my national championship favorites going back to August. I've loved this Ducks team. Yes, they're a little young, but they're getting those receivers back most likely. It seems like all three of them are going to be game time decisions, and I love what Oregon brings to the table with an attitude and a mentality under head coach Dan Lanning.
I like Texas A&M. I've been on A&M since the middle of the season. It's like this is a team that reminds me of those old wrecking crew teams they had in the late 80s, early 90s. The defensive side of the ball, they bludgeon you on defense. They can run the football. They're 4 deep in the backfield. And Marcelo Reed has gotten better every game. And I love the game they had against South Carolina because that showed us things weren't going right. They had every reason to lose that ball game. And then Marcelo Reed and that Aggies team found a way to get it done. And I think that's something you need to have on your resume if you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. I like this A&M team. I think that's the guys that can go through that gauntlet. They have a tougher task than Oregon in the bracket, and I think they're built to handle that adversity and get to the end and win it. Since 1930, since World War II was the last time they won that championship. Long time. About the same time y'all won. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we got next?
Listen, man. That's Richard Johnson. That's Emery Hunt. Okay. Syracuse got a national championship. Louisiana ain't got nothing. Okay. Now, here are the odds to win the national championship. Hey, Gumbo's great, but it ain't a national title. So Ohio State is the favorite at +200. Then you got Indiana at +310. Georgia, Oregon following. And it should be an exciting college football playoff, the second year of a 12-team playoff.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS.